Hi everyone, in this quick video, we're just doing a quick recap of the case study of the successful sale of Seatech Marine Services in the Coomera Marine Precinct on the Gold Coast, Australia. Okay, so settled on Friday the 1st of July. Now the sale details are about 180 days on the market. We had over 730 views that saw the ad. That's fantastic. And that comes down to good copywriting so people can actually find the ad. We had over 18 confidentiality agreements signed. Now what this means is they've already gone through 2 vetting phases before they even sign that. So that's really good. So they were all serious buyers. I relisted the business 8 times, which just means you do a refresh so it comes up as a new business listing and always at the top of the search bar. So 8 times I did that, more than once a month. And the settled price, the price withheld, but it's between the 500 and 1 million bracket. So, a decent small business. Okay, so what the problem was, after 8 fruitful years, the vendor, Chris, he realized it's time to now sell. The business still had lots of potential, but as with every sort of growth phase of a business, there comes risk. That's a lot of hard work. And I think he was pretty happy from where he got it. And now it's time to put it on the market. But how do we do that to get the maximum value and in good time? This is where I entered. The solution. After meeting with Chris, we chatted at length. He was a very easy guy to talk to, very open and honest. And we definitely had a very appealing business to put on the market. There was a couple of challenges that existed at the time, which were when we were preparing the business and analyzing the financials, the banks at the time were happy to leave in JobKeeper and government stimulus, as that was the introduced mechanism to sort of help equal out the external pressures of the business industry that was happening because of COVID-19. Now, during our listing period, they stopped lending on JobKeeper, which significantly changed what people were buying and selling and what people could borrow for. So, and the earnings of that business. However, we still got a great result. So what I did, I showed Chris my process, how I can facilitate this transaction. We can find a buyer and turn Chris's goodwill and earnings in the business into cash, one big lump sum cash deposit in his bank so he can go on holidays and have a well-deserved break. To do this, what I did, I thoroughly analyzed the business, its financials. We had to figure out exactly what it's making because there are some adjustments and add backs when it comes to small business. Understand our best value approach. There's plenty of different ways to come up with the value of a small business, and what we need to figure out, what a good broker does is understand apply a couple of different ones to see which will grab the highest sale price for the vendor, but also will be accepted in the market. There's no point putting a price on something if the banks or financiers won't be lending towards that business, because then we're really looking for a cash buyer and they will use that as sort of a market indicator that it's overpriced. Okay, so after I put my report together, I delivered it to Chris, and he was both happy with the process and my understanding of the business. And from there, I delivered a comprehensive marketing commitment to get his business sold. And this included creating a detailed information memorandum, drafting specialized SEO ad copy so the business could be easily found. And this is what got us all those views. Some people just like to put anything in the ad copy, and we're up against billions of pieces of data on the internet. So you really need to know how to write that. And fortunately for me, we've got someone that helps benchmark myself to really understand the searchability score of different ad listings. So we know that if anyone's even looking remotely for something like what we have, then they will come across our listing. They will at least see. I pushed the business across 5 different listing platforms, advertised on social media, promoted it to Benchmark's database, which at the time had about 60,000 registered buyers on it, promoted it to my own network. We had EDM campaigns for industry specific databases. And lastly, after 2 months, I duplicated the listing, but included the stock at value as the final price. So what that did was allowed us to be found on if people put in 2 different price filters, which, basically doubled our inquiry rate. So we didn't stop at anything. We wanted this, we're in this to sell a business, and that's what we did. Eventually, we were able to come across our successful buyer. We had another offer and some feedback on the table, but through our eventual buyer, I think it took about 3 months to negotiate and come up with the agreed sale price. And we walked through those challenges I said earlier about what JobKeeper meant to the business and future earnings. More so it was what the actual industry is and where that's moving forward. And because I'm quite specialized in the marine field, I could really articulate, the benefits of getting into the Coomera Marine Precinct. And if you're a marine business owner anywhere on the East Coast, you probably all know by now that that's the place to be if you want to do business at a world-class level. So the outcome, through dialogue, I was able to negotiate the settlement price of the business up about 33% from the initial offer. This resulted in an excellent outcome for the seller and also the buyer. They've got a fantastic business in a fantastic location. The location holds significant goodwill. There's very little personal goodwill, which means as soon as the vendor leaves, the seller leaves, all that work is still going to come in, and really it's up to the new owner now to push that business forward. And Nick is more than capable to take this business to new heights. So it's very exciting for both the buyer and seller through to this transaction. So it's a very exciting transaction for both the buyer and seller. The vendor had excellent handover terms. Some people get hooked and have to stay in the business for 3 or 6 months, sometimes even longer. I honestly don't believe I could have found a more suited buyer for this business. I just wish the very best for them, and I think it's going to be a great business to watch in the future. So thanks guys. If you enjoyed that case study, get in contact, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And if you want to talk more about your business and your future in getting that sold or facilitating a transaction, then get in contact with me, and I can help you understand what the next steps that you might want to take, or what we can do now to help maximize the value of your business and ensure that we sell in good time when you're ready. I'm Mick Godwin. Thanks for watching.